Up YouTube, Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance, and as this video title suggests, silly season is amongst us. Now, first off, it's been good and it's been bad. Now, the bad isn't actually that bad, to be fair, but the good side is, as well, there's plenty of work on. It's just absolutely heaving with work. Now, my phone's still not ringing off the hook, it never does, but I'm already busy as it is, and I'm still getting inquiries, so it's good in a way, because it's sort of allowing me to basically pick the work that I want. So I've said before, so at the start, I would like to get more exterior cleans, more small one-off jobs, and more mow and goes, or should I say small mow and goes. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm after. So I'm trying to pick them up even there as I can, and I've managed to sort of snaffle a few already. And the exterior cleaning jobs that have come in, well, they've been good. So I have been basically very sort of grateful. The work that I don't want to be attracting or even entertaining this year, there's I think 3 off the top of my head, but there is more than that. I don't want monthly grass cuts, because in my opinion, the more trouble it's worth. I don't want jungle gardens. I know that sounds a bit thingy, and I know other people make dead good money by doing jungle gardens, but for me, again, the more trouble it's worth, and it's danger money if you want me to be honest with you. So again, I don't really want to be getting that if I can help it. And I don't want border work. I'm having a lot of inquiries where people are asking for border work, and again, I'll tell you why. I find it's a damn thankless task. People don't want to pay what it's worth. I suppose in a way it's a sort of, the lowest, skilled, as people would think. Oh, it's just weeding. But for it to be done right, it is actually a very costly, time-hungry exercise. Customers just want to pay a price that's probably equivalent to throwing a bag of compost on top of the weeds or turning them over and still leaving them there. But to actually sort of, take the time to fetch each one out by hand and then turn the beds over, they don't want to pay it. Also, the waste cost is quite high because it's done on weight, and no matter how much you bang the the soil off, you've got the soil that goes with it. And especially if it's turf in the, because you find half of the time it's turned to turf. So, as I said, it is annoying, but I don't really want to be picking them jobs up if I can help it. Or should I say, I'm not. But it has been busy. It has been so busy. It's, I thought this year would be different. But the underlying principle of what I said this year is actually ringing true. The good customers are going to be better, the worst customers are going to be worse. So let's start off by the good customers. I'm picking up jobs, and it's good people. I took a job on the other day, and I'm going to do a video on actually, because it's a hard garden. It's one of them where, I'll be honest with you, most people might walk away because it's on the property itself is on a very, very, very steep hill. So parking, you're parking at an angle, and you've got to walk up either a set of steep steps, or you've got to go up a very sort of steep access point to gain access to the property. And then the lawns again are on steep banks, steep hills, so it's a mix of a trimming and mowing. Now, for me, if I was, honestly, I reckon the best mower for this property would be a craptastic plug-in hover mower, like the cheapest of the cheap. You want light here, because the banks are so steep that you want something that you can sort of one hand and just wave around. I think if you was to go to the the extreme of a hover mower, a petrol one or anything heavy, basically, it could end up pulling you over. So you have got to be the wits about you So I've priced it accordingly. I've not gave her a fuck off price, but it's more than that equivalent size grass would be on a perfect example, as in flat and perfect access. And she's understanding, and she says that's fine, and she kept checking, saying it's not too much, it's all right for you, you know, you'll come back. I said, yeah, of course I will, Lucky. So, you know, there is good customers, but let's get on to the bad side. And this is really what, you know, the funny sort of season is unfortunately it's brought out all manner of just rude people, crappy customers, you know, people ringing up now. Now, I'm not saying everybody who rings up at this time, so we're halfway through May, I'm not saying everybody who's ringing up now is a bad customer, or, you know, because, oh, why can't they find somebody, or why is it they're ringing up now for regular maintenance. But I can see why with some people, actually, that they're ringing up, and I'm thinking to myself, there's a reason you're ringing up now, and it's probably because you can't get anybody, or no one wants to work for you. And I've spoke to other gardeners, and there's names that fly about. There's sort of a bit of a shit list amongst other people. And I've had people, you know, I've had people where they ring me up every year because they can't get anybody, because they are a bad customer. They will use somebody for a year, like with me with a price rise lady. You know, she used me for that year or that season, well, season in air quotes, and then, you know, she moved on to another chap, and I still drive past the property now on my way to other people, and the garden still goes through phases of not being done for ages and ages and ages, and then it's hacked down, and then it's done for a bit, and then it's left. But as I said, the bad customers are getting worse, unfortunately. I've managed on my books, I've pretty much filched out all the bad people. I don't want it, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather take the hit financially, you know, than work for people like that. I know that sounds terribly sort of, you know, like, you know, Dick Swing-esque. It isn't meant to be like that. But I do think, you know, why should we work for bad people? So I had a bloke email me, well, message me on Facebook the other day, on Facebook Messenger, and to my business page, or my page for me, you know, gardening round, and he says, how much you charge for gardening, how much will it be to do me 2 borders. That was it. Nothing else. No please, nothing. That was what I said to you, was pretty much what he said. There was nothing, no location, no size, nothing. He sent this through on a Sunday dinner time, and then about half an hour later, a couple more question marks appeared below it, and then an exclamation mark, sorry, and then a message that read, "You're clearly not bothered, don't bother." And this was on a Sunday morning, you know, Sunday dinner time. And I was in Sheffield at the time, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I got back, I picked the message up at 11 o'clock when I got back. I'm thinking, is he in a fucking rut? So, you know, do you want to work for people like that? You need to ask yourself that, and no, you really don't. So again, you know, and there's plenty of other examples. People ringing up for prices, and then they're ringing me up 3 more times to ask for a price, even though I've been round and gave them a written quote. They're still ringing up, and I think it's because they can't get anybody, because they are a bad people. I can go into great detail. I'm trying not to talk too much about the customers, you know, because I don't want to keep being negative about people, but how can you not be negative about people? Because there's so much negativity about it, there's so much good, and I think in a way that can do more harm than good sometimes, because you don't want to be listening to somebody, you know, saying sometimes, oh, you know, everything's going brill, picked up this job at X amount, brill, because that can be, you know, sort of more disheartening than somebody saying, oh yeah, I have shit customers all the time, shit inquiries. So I try and get a balance. But before I sign off, I will tell you about something that, oh, it's just made me chuckle. And it's actually good in a way. I did a video on No Mow May, and I've had a phone call off a lady, and whether it'll be all year round or if it's just, I think it will be, she said it will be, but you never know, do you? she lives in like these bungalows, these like little granny bungalows, and they've been a couple of times, and when they come, now I'm not meaning to sound rude on other workers, but I think they must cut and drop. There's no mulching going on, but anyway, it looks ropey at the best of times, shall I say, 'cause it only gets done once a month. But they didn't come all the way through April. This is what she said. And they're not coming because of May, because of no mow May. And the grass is long already. And she's asked me to take care of it for her on a 2-weekly basis. So I says, yeah, that's no problem. So we'll see if that keeps up. She just wants the garden looking nice. And as bad as it sounds, when you do that, it makes everywhere else look even shitter. So, you know, that's one good thing that's come from it. But have a good day, guys. As usual, keep on gardening. Don't let people grind you down at all. As I said, there's more good out there at the moment than there is bad. So take it like that. Have a good day, guys.